the Mayans were considered a family of languages separated from each other. And so what that means is this entire civilization is considered the Mayans. The prehistoric inhabitants, there was nothing to suggest there were other languages spoken, so archaeologists title these guys also as Mayans. Okay. In the ancient Americas, there was a division of 4 periods. Okay, so we're going to go through each period, and you're going to fill out the information on the timeline in your graphic organizer. And if you don't have the graphic organizer, you're just going to do it on a piece of paper. Okay, we have the first time period is the Archaic time period, and this is about 9,000 years ago. Okay, this is where the civilization is shifting from hunter-gatherer to now agriculture. So they're starting to stay and settle and farm the land. The second period is the pre-classic period, and this is 2500 BC up until 300 AD. And during this time, the native people are developing an economy based on their sedentary lifestyle. So they have villages, they have their agriculture, and so the economy is booming during this time. Our third period is the Classic period. Okay? This is about 380 to 980, and this is the greatest era of building, writing, and sculptures. Okay, it's considered the intellectual and artistic period. Our final period is the Post-Classic period, and this was from 900 AD to about 1500 AD. And during this time, the empire building is important. We're going to talk about the social classes, the different orders, and the increased warfare of the Mayans during this time. Okay. Mayans were thought to be the most advanced civilization in America, okay, because of their different periods of art and architecture and intellectual advancements. Okay. They built beautiful cities with ceremonial centers. Okay, and typically in the center there's going to be some sort of temple or other architectural beauty. Okay. At Tikal, they built Temple 1, which was a 130-foot high step pyramid. Okay, so it's a step pyramid. The Classic Maya settled into the Petén region of Guatemala. A dense rainforest covered much of the land and made farming difficult. However, they made adaptations. Okay, the climate was hot and humid. Okay, not always the best for agriculture. And their crops depended on the seasonal rainfall for water. Okay? And another issue that they had was that rain soaked through the limestone bedrock, leaving little surface water. So there wasn't anything to capture for their crops. The Mayans were successfully able to farm in the rainforest using a slash and burn technique and a system of raised fields and irrigated gardens. They created irrigated networks to support concentrated urban centers like Tikal, so they were able to bring in this irrigation system for their cities. And they planted and harvested crops such as corn, squash, beans, and other items. Okay, but the most important ones are going to be corn, squash, and beans. Now I want you to draw this little rough of a step pyramid on either the back of your first graphic organizer or on a separate piece of paper, and you're going to hold it in your notes. Now you're going to separate it into 4 sections: achievements, social order, adaptations, and environment. After this lecture today, you can fill in adaptations and environment based on your notes in the video. Achievements and social order will come with the next 2 videos that you will be watching. And I expect you to hold on to this paper and bring it to class. Okay? Following me, there will be several questions that you need to answer and bring to class tomorrow. Bye-bye.